SBAPO prelims. Let's start from question number 31, arithmetic questions. A boat can travel 7.8 kilometers downstream in 26 minutes. See, many times we discussed for these type of questions, directly we can calculate speed here. Identify the relation between minutes and distance. 3 times of this number is 78, but here we have 7.8. So it is 0.3 times. To convert speed into kilometer per hour, as hour in the sense 60 minutes, 60 multiplied by 0.3, that is equal to 18. Hence, downstream speed is equal to 18 kilometer per hour. And 6.8 kilometers upstream in 34 minutes. 34 2 times is 68, 0.2 times is 6.8. 60 0.2 times is 12. Hence, upstream speed is equal to 12 km per hour. What is the time taken by the boat to travel 45 kilometers upstream and the same distance downstream together? Time to cover 45 kilometers in upstream is 45 by 12. 45 kilometers downstream is 45 by 18, and this is equal to how much? See, denominators, if I am expecting same number, then it will be easy for a simplification. Hence, what we can do is take 45 common, then it becomes 1 by 12 plus 1 by 18. LCM is equal to 36. 12 3 times, 18 2 times, that is equal to 5. So this much time. But we have time in hours and minutes combination. Let us go for simplification if we can do it or not. 9 5 times here, 9 4 times here, that is 25 by 4, which is equal to 6 1 by 4 hours. 1 by 4 hours convert into minutes, that is equal to 15 minutes. 6 hours 15 minutes is our answer. It is 6 hours 15, second option answer. Second option has to be 6 hours 15 minutes. A trader sold an article at 20% loss. Had he sold the same article for 83.2 rupees more extra, if he increases, he would have earned a profit of 6%. See, loss will be on always negative side, profit on a positive side. Minus 22 plus 6. Loss 20%, profit 6%. Minus 22 plus 6, difference is equal to 26%. And that is just because of 83.2 rupees. Then 1% is equal to 83.2 divided by 26. And we were asked to calculate what would be the selling price of the article if it is sold at 15% profit. If we are selling it at 15% profit, we have to sell the item at 115%. So into 115. Into 115 percentage, 115, I can treat this number as 230 divided by 2. We are taking this simplification just to eliminate the decimal point here. Now 0 and decimal gets cancelled. Numerator ends with 2 into 3, that is 6, and denominator ends with 2 into 6, that is equal to 2. Now 2 3's ends with 6, or 2 into 8 also ends with 6. Your answer must end with either 3 or 8. There is only one option, 368, which is our final answer. Last digit verification instead of going for entire simplification. A and B started a business. B investment was 12,000 more than A investment. If it was A, B investment 12,000 more than that, A plus 12,000. At the end of 6 months from the start of the business, B left. So B is there for only 6 months. And C joined with an investment which was 8,000 more than that of A. That means A plus 8,000. And he joined after 6 months. If the respective ratio between total annual profit and B share in profit is 2:1, that means C invested for 6 months, A invested for 12. This is going to be profit sharing ratio. Total profit is 2 parts and B's profit is equal to 1 part. If B is getting 1 part, both A and C together gets 1 part, then only sum is equal to 2 parts. That means B's investment multiplied by time period must be equal to A's investment multiplied by time period and C investment multiplied by time period. Take 6 common and it is 2 times here. 2A plus A, that is 3A plus 8,000 is Together investment multiplied by time for A and C. That has to be equal to B investment, which is A plus 12,000. Take 2A to the other side. 2A is equal to 4,000. A is equal to 4,000 by 2, which is equal to 2,000. Investment made by A, that's what we have to calculate, which is 2,000. Third option answer. A can finish a piece of work in 60 days. He worked alone for 8 days. And then B joined him. Together they finished the remaining work in 13 days. How many days B alone can finish the same piece of work? See here, A alone can complete the work in 60 days. He worked for 8 days already. And after that, B joined. Once after B's joining, they both worked together for 13 days. That means A even worked for 13 more days also. Total, he worked for 21 days. If A works for 60 days, he can complete the total work. But he worked for only 21 days. Still, he need to work for 39 days. 39 days of A's work is pending, which is done by B, and B worked for 13 days. That means 39 days of A's work is equal to 13 days of B's work. We were asked to calculate time to complete the total work by B. A can complete the total work in 60 days. So in the same way, same proportionate using that, 60 days of A's work is equal to how many days of B's work? If we calculate that, we are done with the answer. 39 divided by 3 is 13. 60 divided by 3 is equal to 20. So 60 days of A's work is equal to 20 days of B's work. B can complete the total work in 20 days, which is fifth option. Abhi and Choti spent 75% and 80% of their respective monthly salaries on monthly expenditures. So their expenditures are 75% and 80% on their income. Choti kept 60% of the remaining salary as a savings, and she gave the remaining 3,600 to her sister. See, if Choti expenditure was 80%, Choti kept 60% of the remaining salary as savings. Remaining salary is first of all 20%. Out of 20, 60% is 12. Remaining is 8%, and that is equal to 3,600. 1% is equal to 3,600 divided by 8. What was Abhi's monthly expenditure? If his monthly savings, monthly salary is 20% less than Choti. See, if Choti's salary was 100%, she is going to spend 80%. But now, Abhi's salary is 20% less, they are saying. Meaning, Abhi total salary itself is 80% with respect to Choti. With respect to Choti. Now, out of this total salary, expenditure is going to be 75%. 75% of this number is equal to 60%. So now we have to calculate 60%. So that is into 60. And this is what finally we are supposed to calculate. Now here, when you observe this, this is 9 multiple, and in denominator we don't have any 9 multiple. So answer should be 9 multiple. First option is not 9 multiple, second is not 9 multiple, third maybe your answer, hold it. Fourth is not 9 multiple, fifth is not 9 multiple. As there is only one 9 multiple available, that itself is our direct final answer. Now, 36. Sum of 5 consecutive odd numbers of set A is 145. 5 consecutive odd numbers are there. Their sum is equal to 145. If the numbers are consecutive, average is middle number. So middle number is third number. Average in the sense this number divided by 5, which is equal to 29. So this is set A. What will be the sum of set B? Containing 4 consecutive odd numbers. Even in set B also we have consecutive odd numbers, but there are only 4 numbers. If the smallest odd number of set B, this one, is 18 more than highest odd number. If this is 29, next odd number is 31 and next is 33. 18 more than this number is equal to 51, which is the smallest number in set B. And set B also we have all consecutive odd numbers, 51, 53, 55 and then 57. Now sum of these two numbers is 108 and sum of these two numbers is also 108. 108 plus 108, that is equal to 216. First option answer. A's age 12 years ago was equal to twice of B's age 4 years ago. A's age 12 years ago equal to 2 times of B's age 4 years ago. C is 18 years older than B. So C is 18 years older than B. So B age plus 18. If the respective ratio between present ages of A and C is equal to 65, what is B's present age? So B age is compared with respect to C age as well as with respect to A age also. Let me start with C age. C's present age is 5 parts. 5 parts in the sense that should be definitely a multiple of 5, which ends with 0 or 5. Now to get B's age, which is equal to C's age minus 18. C age ends with either 0 or it can end with even 5 also. From this, if you subtract 18, which ends with 8, 0 minus 8 ends with 2, 5 minus 8 ends with 7. That means B's age should end with either 2 or 7. How many possibilities are there? There is only one possibility. Third option is our final answer. Train A running at 126 km per hour takes 16 seconds to cross a pole. So here, length of train A is equal to speed multiplied by time. Because train crosses a pole only. Distance covered is train length, which is speed into time. 126 km per hour convert into meter per second, that is 5 by 18, and the time taken 16 seconds. Now this is 7 times here. 7 into 16, that is 80. 7 into 8, 56, and then a 0, 560. So 560 meters is length of train A. How much time will train B take, which is running at 72 km per hour, to cross a pole if its length is 1/4 of train A? 1/4 of train A in the sense that is equal to 140 meters. We were asked to calculate time to cross a pole. If a train crosses a pole, distance covered is train length only, which is 140. With the speed 72 km per hour, time is equal to 140 divided by speed. That is 72 km per hour into 5 by 18. 18 4 times here. 140 by 20, answer is equal to 7. But there is a direct shortcut and we don't have to use this much lengthy process. Directly we can answer the question. Now, here train A and then train B speeds are there. Train A speed is equal to 126 and train B speed is equal to 72. Ratio 7 18 times and 18 4 times. So speeds are in the ratio 7:4. Then obviously time ratio is going to be 4:7. Time taken by A to cross a pole is mentioned as 16. So 4 parts is equal to 16. Then 7 parts is equal to 4 times 7 into 4, that is equal to 28 seconds. If train A length and train B length, that means distance, if both are same, to cross a pole, train B should take 28 seconds. But train B length is 1/4 of train A. So time taken is also going to be 1/4 of this number. So for obviously 7 times here and 7 seconds is the final answer. Directly we can use it. Next 39. A jar contains a mixture of mango juice and water in the respective ratio 40:3. 43 liters of this mixture was taken out and 21 liters of water added to it. If water was 20% in the resultant mixture, what was the initial quantity of mixture in the jar? See, initial quantity of mixture in the jar, there is something here. From this 43 liters is taken out and now we have this remaining quantity. Even in remaining quantity also, mango and water, they must be in the respective ratio 40:3. So it is mango out of water is 40 parts out of 3 parts, even in the remaining container. I am talking about remaining container. Now 21 liters of water added to it. To this 21 liters added. And now finally water was 20%. That means if water is 20, mango juice must be 80%. That is, they both are in the respective ratio 4:1. So here 4 10 times 10 parts is equal to 3 parts plus 21. 7 parts is equal to 21. Remaining container quantity is 43 parts, that is equal to 7 3 times 43 3 times, that is 129. 129 liters quantity is there after removing 43 liters. Then original quantity in the sense that has to be 129 plus 43, which is equal to 172 liters. 172 liters, first option answer. Perimeter of the square whose diagonal is 36 root 2. If diagonal is equal to 36 root 2, then side of the square is equal to 36. Perimeter is equal to 4 times of it. That is equal to perimeter of the rectangle, which is equal to 2 times of L plus B. 2 times here. That means L plus B is equal to 72. L plus B, length plus breadth is equal to 72. Difference between length and breadth is equal to 6. Always length is more than the breadth, that is equal to difference 6. What is the area of the rectangle? Now, to get L value, that is sum divided by 2, which is 39. Difference is equal to difference by 2, that is 36 by 2. Otherwise, difference between length and breadth is equal to 6. Subtract 6 from this, you get 33. Now we were asked to calculate area, which is length into breadth. 3 into 9. Answer should end with 7. How many options are ending with 7? As there is only one. 1287 is going to be our final answer. Next 49 we have, 41 onwards we have Keslet. PMKVY is an ambitious skill training scheme. Under the PMKVY, the central government provides the skill training courses in different industrial verticals through authorized training centers. The number of courses in the new list has been released. Some of them are beauty and wellness, electronic hardware, and IT IES. These are few different courses that they are going to launch. In a village having X members, has sent all its employees for training in beauty wellness, electronic hardware, IT IES, and those courses. The employees are classified into two categories, above SSC and below SSC past candidates, and those are in the respective ratio 3:2. Right, now above SSC and below SSC, they are in the ratio 3:2. The total number of below SSC is 200. So below SSC, that is 2 parts. If 2 parts is equal to 200, above SSC is 3 parts, that is going to be 300. So now these are our members. And now they can attend courses. They are beauty wellness, electronic hardware, and IT IES. I am writing only first letter. We don't have to write entire thing. 10% of above SSC take training only in electronic hardware. Above SSC 10%, electronic hardware 30. 16% of below SSC students take training only in beauty wellness. 16% of this number, that is equal to 32. They take training in only beauty wellness. They are below SSC, which is equal to number of above SSC taking training only in IT IES, and is equal to IT IES above SSC is also equal to 32, and is equal to 50% of above SSC taking training in beauty wellness and IT IES. Let us write combination also. Beauty wellness and electronics hardware will be there. Beauty wellness and IT IES will be there. Electronic hardware and IT IES. Beauty wellness, electronic hardware, and IT IES. These are different combinations. And now they are saying 32 is 50% of taking training above SSC, taking training in beauty wellness, IT IES. So beauty wellness, IT IES above SSC. With respect to this number, 32 is 50%. Then it is equal to 64 only. Total number of employees taking training only IT in both above and below SSC is 40. In IT, above and below SSC both together it is 40, they said, then which is equal to 80. Now for understanding purpose, let me also write the total value also. Below SSC they are 200. So total there are 500 people, out of them 40 are in only IT IES. Number of above SSC students taking in all courses is equal to 80% of below SSC all courses. All courses in the sense beauty wellness, electronic hardware and ITS. Both are not there, so we'll consider this point later. 10% of total employees are 500. 10% is 50. Training only in beauty wellness and electronic hardware. Beauty wellness and electronic hardware, 10% of 500, which is equal to 50, which is 5 times the number of students below SSC taking training only in electronic hardware and IT IES. Electronic hardware and IT IES below SSC. With respect to this number, 50 is 5 times, then it has to be 10 only. If it is 10, 5 times is going to be 50. 10% of below SSC students take training only in beauty wellness electronic hardware. Beauty wellness electronic hardware. 10% of below SSC. Clearly they mentioned below SSC. 10% is 20. If it is 20, as sum is equal to 50, here comes 30. And then number of above SSC students taking training only in beauty wellness is 25% of number of below SSC students taking training only in beauty wellness. Only beauty wellness, this one. Above SSC people are 25%, which is 1/4 of this number, that is equal to 8 here. Next. 15% of total employees take training in only electronic hardware. 15% of total. 15% of this number is 75. They are in only electronics, only electronic hardware, that is equal to 75. Out of 75, 30 is already here, then remaining is equal to 45. Number of below SSC students taking training in only beauty wellness and IT IES is 30% of total number of below SSC students. 30% of this number is 60. They belong to beauty wellness IT IES, that is below SSC. Below SSC, beauty wellness and IT IES, this one, that is 30% of this number, which is equal to 60. Now, total all these values must be equal to 200. Out of 200, we already have 32, 8, 40, 60, 120, 130, 130 plus 45, 175. Then remaining is 25. That should come here. Now, there was one condition which was left in first paragraph. Number of above SSC students taking all courses is 80% of below SSC all courses. 80% of this number. Getting 80% is subtracting 20%. 20% of this number is 5. If you subtract 5, you get 20 here. Sum of all the values must be equal to 300. 3 plus 32, 40, 40, 30, 70, 30, 100, 164, 184. Out of 300, 184 is already there. Then remaining is equal to 116, that is equal to 116 comes here. Now the entire table is prepared. Now let's start questions. Total how many above SSC students take training in beauty wellness? They said beauty wellness. Wherever B is there, we should consider. Here it is, here it is, here it is, and here it is. 20, 84, 84, 30, which is 114, 114 plus 8, that is 122. 122, fifth option answer. Next, 42. Total how many below SSC students take training in electronic hardware but not beauty wellness? Electronic hardware should be there, beauty wellness should not be there. Electronic hardware but beauty wellness is there, so you cannot consider this. Electronic hardware, beauty wellness is not there, you can consider this. Electronics is there but beauty wellness is there, so you cannot consider. 45 plus 10, that is equal to 55. 55 is our fifth option. Next, 43. Total how many employees take training in IT IES but not beauty wellness? They said employees. Employees in the sense you should consider both above SSC and below SSC. They should be part of IT IES but not beauty wellness. IT IES, this one, IT IES but beauty wellness is there. You cannot consider that. IT IES, Beauty wellness is not there. So you can consider this. 32 plus 8, which is 40. 116 plus 10, that is equal to 126. 126 plus 40, which is equal to 166, fifth option answer. Total, how many below SSC students take training in IT IES? In IT IES, below SSC. Below SSC IT IES, 8 plus 10 plus 10 plus 60 plus 10 plus 25. 95 plus 8, 103. 103, which is our fifth option. What percent of total number of above SSC students take training in IT IES? Training in electronics hardware, but not IT IES. Electronic hardware should be there. IT IES must not be there. Above SSC, clearly this one. Electronic hardware, electronic hardware, electronic hardware, but IT IES is there. So you cannot consider this, you cannot consider this. 30 plus 30, that is equal to 60. But we were asked to calculate what percentage. 60 out of 300 is equal to 20 percentage. 20 percentage, fifth option answer. Now from 46 onwards, we have number series questions and reasoning sir will take care. From 46 to 50. From 51 onwards. Now look at the data. Here we have line graph. This is following data is regarding number of students, male, female, studying management stream of various colleges in the year 2021 and 2022. So we have P, Q, R, S, and then T. And then we have 2 years, 2021 and 2022. 2 years we have. Now, when you observe this, 0, 50, 100, 150, 200, 50, 50 gap we have. So let's start with 2021. So this is 70, 120, 160, 140, and it is 360. 70, 120, 160, 140, and 360. Now 2022 square value. This is 130, 200, 250, 220, and it is last one 300. 130, 200, 250, 220, and 300. The average number of girls in college S and T in the year 2022 was 67. In the year 2022, this is for S and T. S and T, total we have 520 students. See, out of 520, there will be boys and girls. Average number of girls is 67. Then total number of girls becomes 134. And remaining gives you number of boys here. Subtract 120 first, you'll have 400. Again, we have to subtract 14. 400 minus 14 in the sense, which is equal to 386. So these many number of boys will be there both years together. Number of boys in college yes was 34 less than in college T. 34 less. First, when you subtract 34 from this number, you get 352. Now, equally distribute 352, we will get 176. And in college, yes, 36 less boys are there. So this is for yes and T. 134 plus 176 plus 34, that is equal to 210. Sum of both the numbers is 386. Number of girls in college T was approximately what percent more than that in college yes. Now in college yes, total we have 220. Out of 220, 176 is already here. Then 44 should be here. Sum of both the numbers is 220. Total number of girls are 134. Out of them in college yes we have 44. Then remaining is equal to 90. And they'll be in college T. 290 plus 10, that is equal to 300, condition satisfied. Now your question is, Girls in college T, what percentage more than college yes? 90 is how much more than 40? That is 46 more. So which is 46 more out of 44 percentage into 100. Numerator is 2 more than the denominator. 10 percentage is 4.4. 5 percentage is 2.2. So approximately we can treat it as 100% plus 5%. 105%. Why are we adding 5% to 100? Because numerator is more than denominator. Answer is more than 100 percentage. More than 100 percentage. So difference between numerator and denominator is 2. 2 with respect to 44 is approximately 5%. So answer is 100% plus 5, which is 104%. In the year 2025, number of students in college yes was 75 percentage more than in the same college in the year 2021. College yes in 2021 we have 140. Now in the year 2025 they are saying 75 percentage more. 75% in the sense half plus half of the number. Half is 70, again half is 35. 70, 35, 105. Total it is equal to 245. Number of students in college yes in 2025 was how many more than in the same college in 2022? In 2022 we have 220 people. Now we were asked to calculate difference between 245 and 220, that is equal to 25. First option is our answer. Number of students in 2022 in college R was what percentage more than in 2021? This is college R only. 2022, how much more percentage than 2021? 250 is 90 more. 90 more than 160 percentage into 100. Going for simplification is one way. Other way is 50 percentage of the denominator is equal to 80. To get 90, we have to add 10 more. 10 is equal to 1/8 of 80. So left hand side also let's calculate 1/8. 1/8 of this number is equal to 6 2 by 8, that is 6 1 by 4. Sum of both the numbers is 56 1 by 4. Fourth option is our answer. Total number of students in college P in both years together are what percent of college T in 2021? College P both years together, that is 200, is what percent of T in 21? So that is 200 is what percentage of 360 percentage into 100. 0 0 gets cancelled. 4 5 times here, 4 9 times here, 5 by 9. 1 by 9 is 11 1 by 9. 5 by 9 in the sense 5 into 11 1 by 9 percentage. Answer is going to be 55 5 by 9 percentage. First option answer. What is the difference between total number of students in college P Q together in 2021 and the same colleges together in 2022? PQ together in 2021 190 and in 2022 330. We were asked to calculate difference between 330 and then 190, which is equal to 140. Difference is 140, that is second option. Now we have quadratic equations. 24 can be written as 8 3 times, plus 8 plus 3 plus 11. Factors are minus 8 and then minus 3. Now 52 can be written as 13 4 times, plus 13 plus 4, that is equal to plus 17. Factors are minus 13 and then minus 4. If we consider these two, x is less than y, and if we consider these two, x is greater than y. Less than condition, greater than condition, relation cannot be established. Second option answer. Now we have 2 into 10 20. 20 can be written as 4 into 5 or minus 4 minus 5 minus 9. Then factors are plus 4 plus 5 divided by coefficient of x square, that is equal to 2. Now 18 can be written as 6 into 3 or minus 6 into minus 3, that is minus 9. Factors are plus 6 and then plus 3. This is equal to 2 and it is equal to 2.5. X less than y, x less than y, x less than y, x less than y. There is only one condition we are getting, x less than y, final answer. Now x is equal to minus 3 to the power of 2. This is minus 3 to the power of 2. Minus 3 to the power of 2 or plus 3 to the power of 2. Anything is fine. X value is equal to 9. Positive number. If y square is equal to 81, then y is equal to plus 9 or it can be minus 9 also. Plus 9 square is 81, minus 9 square is also 81. So x and y both are equal. X is greater than y. X is greater than y and also equal to y. Greater than or equal condition. Next, 10 and 3, that is direct combination. Minus 10, minus 3, minus 13. Then factors are plus 10 plus 3 divided by coefficient of x square, that is equal to 10. Next, y, 10 into 2, that is 20. That can be written as 4 into 5 or minus 4 into minus 5 minus 9. Then factors are plus 4 plus 5 divided by coefficient of y square, that is 10. Everywhere denominator is equal to 10, 10, 10. So you don't have to worry about it. 10 comma 4, x is greater than y. 3 comma 4, x is less than y. Less than condition, greater than condition, relation cannot be established. Fifth option. Now, plus 3 plus 8 plus 11, then factors are minus 3 minus 8 divided by coefficient of x square, that is by 3. And then plus 3 plus 2, that is plus 5. Factors are minus 3 minus 2 divided by coefficient of y square, again that is 3. Everywhere it is 3 only. Minus 3 minus 3, x is equal to y. Minus 3 minus 2, x is less than y. Minus 8 minus 3, x less than y. Minus 8 minus 2, x less than y. So minus 3 minus 3, equal condition is also there. X less than or equal condition. Fourth option is our final answer. Now Q1 and Q2s. The cost price, that's what we have to calculate. If after selling article of 35,000 market price at 20% discount, a man gains 33 1/3 percentage. So 35,000 is market price on which 20% discount offered. 20% of this number is 7,000. If 7,000 discount is offered, we will sell the item at 28,000 and profit was 33 1/3%, which is 1/3. So I'll treat cost price as 3 parts. 1/3 of 3 parts is 1 part. 1 part profit is there. Hence the selling price is going to be 4 parts. Now we are selling item at 28,000, that is equal to 4 parts. 1 part is equal to divided by 4. Cost price is equal to 3 parts, that is into 3. For 7,000 times into 3, which is equal to 21,000. So cost price is equal to 21,000. Now we have to calculate Q2 and Q3, interestingly, which is already mentioned. Let us try to understand the question. Q1 and Q3 both are equal, which is satisfying in first equation. That is even satisfied even in second equation also. Greater than or equal to second option, greater than or equal to third option. So greater than condition is also there, but strictly it is both are equal. Hence you can eliminate second option because Q1 and Q3 both are equal. But here they said greater than or equal, which is not possible. Q1 is equal to Q3. Yes, multiple possibilities are there. Let's calculate Q2 also. Cost price we have to calculate. If after selling article of 20,000 market price at 25% discount, a man gains 20%. Now clearly on market price we are giving some discount. Still there is a profit. That means cost price is definitely less than 20,000. So we can clearly say Q1 and Q3 both are equal. Q2 cost price is less than 20,000 and these both are 21,000. These are greater than Q2. Q1 and Q3 both are equal and which is greater than Q2. First option is our final answer. Don't have to calculate this. If you want to calculate still on 20,000 when there is 25% discount, which is 1/4, 5,000 discount, we will sell the item at 15,000. Still there is a profit of 20%. That means this is equal to 120%. 15,000 by 120 is equal to 1% value. We need to calculate cost price, that is equal to into 100. 120 6 times 26 times 25 times 6 2 times 12 30 we have 5 and then 00. 2,500 5 times, which is 12,500. Cost price is 12,500. Q2 is 12,500. Then we need to compare values. Instead of that, market price On market price, there is some discount, so value reduces. On that, still there is a profit. So cost price is much more less than 20,000. But Q1 and Q3 both are 21,000. This is less than that. Q1, Q2, Q3 both are equal and both are greater than Q2. Next. What is the supposed rate of interest if the interest is charged at 6% per annum for 2 years compounded annually? So it is relative we have to use. Per year, if it is 6% per annum, compound interest for 2 years is x% plus x% plus x square by 100 percentage. That is 12.36. 12.36 percentage. 12.36 percentage is our final answer. Next. Now with this we can eliminate options basically. Q1 12.36, Q3 25. So clearly it is Q1 less than Q3. Where exactly it satisfies? First option, Q1 less than Q2 less than Q3. So Q1 and Q3 relation is less than. That may be your answer. Hold it. Q1 less than or equal to Q3 greater than or equal to. Forget about it. Q1 is greater than Q3, which is wrong. Second option not possible. Q1 is more than Q2 is more than Q3. So that means Q1 is more than Q3, which is wrong. Third cannot be your answer. Q1 greater than or equal to Q2 greater than or equal to Q3. Here also greater than or equal condition. This is not possible. Q1 is equal to Q2 is equal to Q3 or cannot be determined. No, this cannot be your answer. So first option is our final answer. Otherwise you need to calculate. Now let's see. At what rate percent per annum 32,000 will give an interest of 5,044 in a time period of 9 months when the interest is compounded quarterly. Quarterly in the sense for every 3 months. Now in 9 months we have to do the process for 3 times. So let it be for 9 months if you are getting this much, which is equal to what percentage? 5,044 divided by 1% value. Out of 32,000, 1 percentage is equal to 320. 320 once, 320, and still you have 184 and then 4. 184 and then 4. Approximately 16 times. Not even 16, 6 times actually. 6 times of this number is equal to 1920, which is less than that. That will be approximately somewhere around 16 percentage. So for 3 times or otherwise in 9 months when you are getting approximately 16 percentage, when you are getting approximately 16 percentage, in 12 months we will get approximately 20 percentage only, because this is, you can treat it as 3 times of 5, 9 months, 3 quarters, 3 5 times, 12 months, 4 quarters, 4 5 is 20. Q1 12.36, Q2 approximately 20, Q3 25. So Q1 is less than, Q2 is less than Q3. First option final answer. Now we have quadratic equations. Interesting part is under root values. Yes. Now whenever you have under root values, A value is 2 and C value is 3 root 2. 2 into 3 root 2, that is 6 root 2. So our combination is 6 into root 2. 6 plus root 2. Condition satisfies. Factors are minus 6 minus root 2 divided by coefficient of x square, that is equal to 2. Now these are values of x. Now y square. A value is 1, C value is 4 root 3. That can be written as 1 into 4 root 3. 1 and 4 root 3. That itself is our combination because we have minus here. Basic rule is C is positive in both equations. B is positive, hence you will get both negative factors. B value is positive, hence you will get both positive factors. Irrespective of knowing those two numbers, we can clearly say Q1 is less than Q2. That means X is less than Y. X less than Y you can say, or Y is greater than X. Y is greater than X may be your answer. X is greater than or equal to Y, eliminate. X is greater than or equal to Y, eliminate. x less than z less than or equal to x. That indicates y is less than or equal, but y is greater than. Eliminate. Yes. Answer x is equal to y. That can never be your answer. Fifth, eliminate. Y is greater than z is greater than x is our final answer. That's it. Without even calculating values, we can answer it. Otherwise, for y, our values are combination is 1 and then 4 root 3. 1 and then 4 root 3. 2z minus 1 is equal to 0. Z is equal to 1 by 2. This is z and this is y and it is x. We have to calculate all the values. 1 is definitely more than 1 by 2. 4 into root 3, that is 4 into 1.732. That will be more than 6 something. So y is greater than z. X is negative number and z is positive number. So z is greater than x. Y greater than z greater than x. First option is our final answer. But the point is, without knowing actual values, after simplifying two values, we can answer the question. Find the value of 5 power a into 5 power b. That is, simplified form is equal to 5 to the power of a plus b. If you can know a plus b value, we are done with the answer. Sum of inverse of a and b is equal to 6 by 5. 1 by a plus 1 by b is equal to 6 by 5. From this, we cannot calculate what is a plus b value. It is impossible to calculate, meaning a plus b by ab is equal to 6 by 5. This is the only thing that we can decide. From this, a plus b is equal to 6. We cannot decide that. Here it becomes 6 parts. ab is equal to 5 parts. It is not 6 and 5. Values becomes parts. So 1 alone is definitely not sufficient. Product of AB is equal to 5. Now, using only product of AB, A plus B cannot be calculated. So 2 alone is also not sufficient. If AB is equal to 5, product is equal to 5. A plus B is equal to 6 and directly we can substitute value here. So both statements together will give you answer. Any single statement alone is not sufficient, but both statements together are sufficient to answer the question. If the selling price of an article is 15,000, then what is the profit or loss percentage? Selling price is equal to 15,000, they said. And we were asked to calculate what exactly is profit percentage or the loss percentage. That means you have no condition on cost price and selling price. Cost price may be more than selling price or cost price may be less than the selling price also. You may get either profit or loss. The ratio of selling price and the cost price is equal to 2:3. Clearly, 1 alone is sufficient. Because when the selling price is equal to 2 parts and the cost price is equal to 3 parts, definitely there is a loss here. So loss percentage is difference 1 part out of cost price, 3 parts percentage into 100. So 1 out of 3 into 100, in this sense 33 1 by 3 percentage loss. We are able to answer the question using 1 alone. Difference between cost price and selling price is equal to 15,000. See, selling price is clearly mentioned, that is equal to 15,000. Difference between two numbers, in the sense it can be a minus b or b minus a. That means cost price may be 1500 less than this number, or it may be 1500 more than this number, 16,500. If you consider this case, you will get profit percentage. If you consider this case, you will get loss percentage. So we are unable to decide, are we getting profit percentage or the loss percentage? Hence, two values are coming. Second option is not sufficient, but 1 alone is sufficient to answer the question. So with this, we completed this paper and we'll meet in next session. Thank you.